and gentlemen and ladies, welcome to Oilers Fan Reaction Post-Game. There's a lot to talk about, including some news that came out today, that I knew yesterday. I want to squash some things because people are blowing some things out of proportion. I got a text message. I'm going to bring myself in. Oilers win. We're going to play some La Bamba Baby. And then we're going to get into talking about what I want to talk about. Bang! Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, like I said, there were some things that came out. I don't know if you watched my stream. If you don't, well, you're missing out on some good entertainment. Good, bad, and different. I got a text message yesterday from somebody who's close to the organization, and he told me, watch out for the second period. I was like, watch out for what, man? And I flat out texted this person back and I said, watch out for what? More Bouchard turnovers, more Darnell Nurse travesties, more Stuart Skinner beating Stuart Skinner mid. And he said no. The leadership group just did a thing. And now reports are coming out today. The leadership group blew a gasket. And no. They didn't yell. They didn't scream. They didn't lose their ever-loving minds. What was said was it was unacceptable that we were one period into a game. And let me quote. And I quote. I'm trying to find the text message. So leadership group, including coaches, and by the leadership group I'm meaning Ekholm, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hopkins. One of them stood out and said 16 turnovers in one period is unacceptable. It's time to put the boots on and get to work. It is time to stop playing turnover hockey. It is time to stop going, and I'm gonna say the name. Draisaitl stood up and he said it's enough of this going 1-on-3. He didn't directly call out Connor McDavid, but he was looking in the direction of Connor McDavid, saying it's enough with this 1-on-3. You cannot keep dangling 1-on-3. We're losing the puck. So, second period comes around. What do you know? The team flickers the switch. We keep talking about flicking the switch with this team. That's exactly what happened. They flicked the switch in the second period, and the rest was history. Aside from a third period, the second period, Stuart Skinner, third goal. Boy, oh boy, I defend you so much. But as you see in this next video, there is no defending stupidity like that. So, without further ado, let's talk about a video. Also, Zach Hyman will not be available November 1st. He will not be available November 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, or 7th. The closest that you will see Hyman is on the 8th against Colorado, and that is still very much in question. There was a little bit of delay in his progress. They're not quite seeing what they want to see. Error on the side of caution. Team doesn't desperately need him. They're not in win now mode yet, but it's getting to the point where if they lose 2-3 in a row, might be win now mode. Like I said, win what you can win. Don't have massive losing streaks. Now, it's pretty simple, right, guys? The Oilers win 6-3. We're going to talk about the goals. We're going to upset a few people. We're going to let it ride. So this is the first goal. This is the Utah first goal. Nurse has the puck here. Nurse bobbles the puck at the blue line. I'm going to pick on Nurse for the first 2 goals. Although the second Utah goal, linesman, get the out of the way, please. Now, Nurse has the puck here. He's got his head up. He just flubs it. And here, again, but he got back in position. So he flubbed it. He caused the turnover. He got back into position. Right? Well, except he was standing still. Stetcher was standing still. And Draisaitl, the forward coming back, was standing still. And it gets to 77 and he scores. Now here it is here. Here's the puck that Darnell Nurse is going to put up the wall. He's going to bounce it off the wall, past Sergachev, the defenseman there, and in on a pretty good shot opportunity. Linesman says, no, let me get it hit in the butt. Let me get it hit in the nut, butt, leg, high, five, boom. It doesn't matter. Just let me get in the way of it. 77 makes a good shot. Like, the first shot that Cooley got was far bar, far post, and in. This one was bar down. Again, 2 saves that most goalies would love to have. All goalies would love to have, absolutely. But let's be honest, these are NHL players that make NHL player shots. Bar downs. You gave him nothing but the bar, just hit the bar down. And I'm not defending Stuart Skinner on that. I'm just saying, look, he's in good position. He sees the puck. He's there. He's thinking, okay, slap shot's coming. It's going to hit me. And it does. It hits the bar. He does exactly what you're supposed to do as a goalie. Bar down. Nothing you can do on both those shots. And I'm also going to say the same thing for Vejmelka. The Ekholm goal, is that one that Vejmelka wants back? Absolutely. But again, it's a slap shot from distance that just finds the hole in the very tippity top of the net. And I mean, half an inch higher, that's going off the bar and out of the zone. Half an inch lower, and that's hitting him in the chest. NHL players make NHL player shots. Sometimes it's nobody's fault. Sometimes it just goes in. All right, we'll carry on. That's Utah's second goal. Now, this is the shot I'm talking about. Oilers' first goal scored by Ekholm. What a shot. And this one here, again, you just much like Stuart Skinner, he's standing, he's tall, he's facing the shooter, he's coming out to challenge the shot. Sometimes the players just make a better shot. Oilers' second goal on the Howard goal. Now this one is tough. So you've got 4 Utah Mammoth players all in a, 7-foot radius of each other? And you've got the other Utah Mammoth player in the corner diddling himself, asking the ref, how was his dinner? Did you like that first period we put up? Pretty amazing, eh? Adam Henrique wins a battle against 3 guys. Adam Henrique does not get enough credit in the world for the battle that he wins and the battles that he does win on a nightly basis. Howard finds the soft spot in front of the net, and bingo bango, we've got a 2-1 hockey game. 2-2 hockey game. See, like I said, He just found that soft spot. I love this behind the net. That's Adam Henrique. And that's Howard in front. Again, it had to be a perfect shot. Because as you saw in that replay, I'm going to go back. If it'll let me go back, that'd be cool. See how Vejmelka's on the far left side of the net, and when the puck gets in front of him, he's on the far right. So the next still, he's on the opposite end of the net. See how he's over there? And now he's on the other post. Again, Howard had to make a perfect shot, and he just put it inside the bar, inside the post. NHL players are going to make the NHL player's shot. Nobody's to fault. Maybe the 3 Mammoth players all watching the puck and not watching the player in front. Fault them, sure, but never fault the goalie. Can't fault the goalie on that. Would he have liked to make a save? Sure. Are you going to make that save? Maybe 1 out of 10 times. So we move on. It's 2-2 hockey game. And then the caption says it all, folks. Utah's third goal is a gazillion times on Stuart Skinner. I will not defend it. You guys seem to think I defend the Stuart Skinner situation. I defend him, but when he's undefendable, he's undefendable. That is undefendable. If you're going to be out of the net, make sure you stop that puck from going around. You didn't make sure the pucks got stopped, and then you were lackadaisical getting to the net. You had no urgency. You had no pace. You were just out there doing a Sunday skate in your equipment. Unacceptable. Now, see what I mean? Just what? Why? That's on Skinner. I will not. Like I said, guys, you guys seem to think I defend Skinner, even though he's at fault. Skinner's at fault. I won't defend him on that. Can't defend him on that. And the Uzis, we got a 3-3 hockey game. Oilers third goal by Draisaitl. What a shot by Wallman. Shot off the pads. Draisaitl doesn't even dust it off. Doesn't even give the Mammoth a chance to react. Back of the net. Bang! The next still you're going to see is that exact thing. He's not even in the picture. Vejmelka gets it off his pad, and it's in the back of the net before Vejmelka even moves. And the fourth goal, obviously, by Emerson. Deja vu. This time it's Savoy that slaps it off of, I think it's Savoy. Let me double check that math. Sorry, it was Henrique this time that slaps it off the pads of Vejmelka. This time Vejmelka is almost in position, but Emerson at the far boards. Another deja vu goal, much like the third Oilers goal, and we have a 4-3 Oilers lead. Here's a better angle of it. Again, off the pad of Vejmelka, puck goes into the circle. You're seeing a lot of these circle goals. The Draisaitl goes from that circle. The Emerson goes from that circle. The McDavid goals from that. A lot of goals are from the far left circle. His blocker side, most other goalies' glove side. Now, it's 4-3 Edmonton. Now, here we go. McDavid's goal. Nice little give and go with Hawkins. McDavid backhand sauce to Hawkins. Keeps his feet moving. Finds the soft spot. Vejmelka thinks that's going to be a shot from Hawkins because he is in the center of the ice. Nay. He gives it to McDavid, and McDavid just 1T back of the net. And here's the reverse angle. Again, what a passing play between Hawkins and McDavid. When you got that kind of time in your number 97, if you don't score there, please do yourself a favor and take the day off. Take the next couple of days and reflect. And who's this? Oilers win. I didn't show you the sixth goal because it was an empty net goal by Connor McDavid. Again, empty nets don't really mean anything to me. So, thoughts? Oilers win 6-3. They now are 5-4-2. It was a trap game. This game was for Utah. Remember we say that there's trap games for the Oilers. They should be going in to win these games, lesser competition, and they just put stinkers. Utah was on a 7-game winning streak. 8-2 coming into this game. Trap game for Utah. Cooley got it started with his 8th. Peterka got his 4th. Hayden got his 2nd. Ekholm's 1st. Howard's 2nd. Draisaitl's 8th. Emerson's 1st. McDavid's 2nd and 3rd. Vejmelka was 19 out of 24, 792, 5 goals against. Skinner was 20 out of 23, 873 goals against. Sometimes there's trap games that happen for both teams. Like I said, there was 16 giveaways in the first period by the Oilers. At the end of the game, I can guarantee you that was not the same situation. At the end of the game, the turnovers were 16 for the Oilers, 12 for Utah. I didn't stutter. At the end of the game, the turnovers were 16 for the Oilers, 12 for Utah. 16 turnovers in the first period. The Oilers didn't turn the puck over again after that. Bouchard had a 3-point night. Best player on the ice was Evan Bouchard. Now, I'm going to spill some tea. You might have noticed that the Oilers went with an 11-7 defensive core. You might have noticed that. You might not have. What you didn't notice was Darnell Nurse was under 18 minutes time on ice. I'll show you a little trick. If I can find what I'm looking for, that'd be amazing. Show you a little trick. Welcome. Watch this. This is a telling stat for me. Also, I'll do the recap for the out-of-town scoreboard because I feel petty today. Oiler players. Time on ice. 22 minutes for Connor McDavid, 20 minutes for Draisaitl, 20 minutes for Hopkins. Roslovic 18, Mangiapane 16, Savoy 16, Podkolzin 16, Henriquez 13. Ike Howard had less than 10 minutes time on ice, but was effective in those 10 minutes. Now here's where the fun begins for me. Woolman 1943, Ekholm 1857, Bouchard 1853, Kulak 1845, Nurse 1649, Emerson 1458, and Stetcher 1041. What does that tell you? If you're not a fan of time on ice and you're not a looking fan, what does that tell you when I say those numbers? You know what that tells me as an educated fan? That tells me that 11-7 might be the way this team is going to go moving forward. That way you can play Darnell Nurse less minutes. Lower Bouchard's minutes to under 20. Have Woolman and Ekholm play on the same defensive pair but still keep under 20. Have Brett Kulak filter with Bouchard and Nurse, and Ekholm with Bouchard, and Woolman with Nurse. Have Kulak, Bouchard, Nurse, Woolman, Bouchard, Nurse, Ekholm, Bouchard, Woolman. Have them play less than 25 minutes a night, 20 minutes a night, every night. They had 24 shifts, 24 shifts, 24 shifts, 22 shifts, 21 shifts. They had shifts, but they kept their ice time low. I'm not saying, I'm just saying maybe the key to the Oilers' success is to have more defense and spread out the minutes. Do you need that extra forward out there? No. And it sucks for a guy like Noah Philp that had to sit in the press box and watch this game. But I'd rather run 11-7 and have healthy defense than run 12-6 and have our guys over 25 minutes. Because you have to. It's just my 2 cents. Anywho's, my name's Matt for Oilers Fan Reaction. Yet again, Oilers win. Let's play some Mabamba Baby. We're back at it on Thursday when we host the New York Rangers in a rematch from earlier this month when the Oilers blanked the Rangers 2-0. Stuart Skinner got his shutout. I'm expecting a better Ranger effort, but as far as out-of-town scoreboard, like I said, I'm feeling petty today. And some people need to be put in their place. It was called NHL Frenzy on Tuesday night. Every team was available. Bad night to have NHL Frenzy, if I'm being honest. Why would you have that game when World Series Game 4 is going on? Gary, that is why you're a joke in the front office. The Penguins lose to the Flyers 3-2 in a shootout. The Maple Leafs beat the Flames 4-3. The Golden Knights beat the Hurricanes 6-3. The Blue Jackets beat the Sabres 4-3 in overtime. The Ducks beat the Panthers 3-2 in a shootout. The Bruins beat the Islanders 5-2. The Lightning beat the Predators 5-2. The Jets beat the Wild 4-3 in overtime. The Wings beat the Blues 5-2. The Stars beat the Capitals 1-0 on a power play goal in the second period. The Blackhawks beat the Senators 7-3. The Avalanche beat the Devils 8-4. The Oilers beat the Mammoth 6-3. The Rangers blanked the Canucks 2-0. And the Canadiens beat the Kraken 4-3. And in the late game, the Kings hold off, beating the San Jose Sharks 4-3, despite the Sharks taking 40 shots on net and the Kings taking 14. 14 goal shots, 4 goals. Those are pretty good odds. Yes, I emphasize one score more than I emphasize the others. So, we have the Rangers coming off of a shutout win over Vancouver on Thursday. One game on the schedule tonight. It is the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Might be a good watch. But that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Game 4 of the World Series. Game 5 is tonight. We're going back to Toronto regardless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. My name's Matt. Deuces.